got some funny news, Mario. So yesterday, Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul had the little press conference. They're fighting on June 6th at the Hard Rock Stadium, which is the day before my birthday. So I may get a little treat by seeing one of the Paul brothers get their asses knocked out. I might be getting a little bit of a treat. So I'm a little bit excited for it. I might have to watch that. But yeah. So basically, Mario, what ended up happening was they had their press conference at the Hard Rock Stadium, which is where they're going to be fighting in Miami, which is also home to the Miami Dolphins. Um, it was a funny situation. I'll put the video in the description down below. It's definitely out there on YouTube. Um, what ended up happening, Mario, was his brother Jake. We all know who Jake Paul is. I don't even need to explain who he is. So he got into a confrontation with Floyd, and there was like a bunch of people around him. You know, the media, the there was other people like there were security guards and whatnot. And he took his hat. He was like, "That's your hat." And he started running off, and people were like restraining both guys. I think they were gonna beat the hell out of each other. Cause I know Floyd's been talking about these guys lately. He's gone on social media, he's gone on Instagram, and he's called these guys out. He calls them fake fighters, stuff like that. So obviously this dude really isn't a big fan of these guys. So you know what, Mario? Let me go first. I've been waiting for the moment to talk about this guy. Before I get to that, I just want to say this article was written by the ESPN News Services. So let me start off first. All right, before I get to Jake, let me just go to the event itself. First of all, that was some funny stuff, man. Let me tell you something. They were like, I was like, yo, to the security guard, you should have let Floyd wail on this dude. But I kind of understand why, because like we've said many times, boxers' fists can be registered as weapons. So I do understand why they had to restrain him, because he probably could have done something that would have been borderline criminal. But that's just me. That's just me rhetorically speaking. But look, overall, I don't recall Logan Paul saying a lot, but if he did, it probably got overshadowed by all of this. So I didn't really watch that part. I just heard of this whole event as a result with the Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather situation. So again, I'll leave the video in the description down below. If I can find the press conference, I'll put that in there too. But I highly doubt I will, because this literally just overshadowed the entire event. It was absolutely laughable. It was hilarious, and I just don't know what else to describe it. All right, I really don't. Floyd doesn't need an explanation. Logan, he boxed once against another YouTuber, and he claimed he boxed. So I mean, I don't know what to say about that. But let me go to Jake, okay? Because Jake's kind of the how do I say it? He's the show grabber here, if that makes any kind of sense. Let me explain something about Jake Paul, okay? I give him credit that he can fight. All right, he's got a good form. He's got it going for him. Like his intentions are clear. He wants to box, and I respect that. But you're not fighting boxers, dude. You're fighting bums. The other guy you fight, Ben, what's his last name again? I can't.
Askren.
Yeah, he ain't no damn boxer. He's a UFC fighter. What did you expect? He knocked him out within 1 minute. Yeah, what did you expect? Did the same thing to Nate Robinson. I don't think Nate Robinson knew what he was doing. I could be wrong, but hey, what am I? Who am I to talk? Who am I to judge? Well, obviously, best of luck to them too, but you stood no chance. But going back to Jake, okay? You call yourself a pro. Fine. You can call yourself anything. I could call myself a pro baseball player. Does that make me a pro baseball player? No. Call yourself a pro boxer. Does that really make you a pro boxer? Not until you face a real boxer. Until you face a real boxer, you know what I mean? Whether you win or lose, that's when I call you a pro boxer. Because you need to fight someone that does your profession and has a background of it. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry, but I'm not counting this guy's wins or losses. I'm not counting this guy's stats because he's not facing boxers. Unless if he's just doing it because his YouTube career is ruined. I don't know. I don't watch the guy on YouTube. I don't know how well he's doing on there. But call yourself a pro, right? You got to do it right like the pro. All these other guys are clowning you because these guys actually fight boxers. And a lot of people give me nonsense. Oh, you don't say this stuff to Conor McGregor. It's Conor McGregor. The first time he stepped in a boxing ring, actually fought a boxer. His name was, I don't know, Floyd Mayweather. You know that name? You better know that name. That's a goat right there. Damn right, you better know that name. And he actually took him a relatively long distance. A lot of people thought he was going to get knocked out in the first round. Did not happen. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, overall, the event last yesterday was absolutely hilarious. I loved every second of it. So, um, I basically said everything I needed to say. So even though I'm a little bit mixed with this stuff. I do wish everybody the best of luck regardless. Obviously, best of luck to Logan Paul in this fight. You're gonna need it because you're facing the GOAT. Obviously the one thing Logan has over Floyd is size, but then again, size really doesn't matter. It really matters about how good you are at fighting. You know what I mean? So you need that luck. Same thing with Jake Paul. Whatever he decides to do moving forward. Even though I'm not really a big fan of him, I wish him the best of luck too. I don't want to just be biased and be like, yo, this dude's gonna get his ass kicked. But that's just me. With that being said, best of luck to everybody in the situation. Best of luck to Floyd and Logan in their fight coming up on June 6th at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Same thing with Jake Paul. Best of luck to him, and I'll give it to you, Mario.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I saw the video. Let me tell you something, Nate. I'm gonna give Jake credit on two things. Okay, number one, that he's actually like in the gym. He's actually training. I gotta give
Right,
him credit
right.
on that. Okay, the second thing I gotta give him credit at is this guy knows how to sell. He knows how to sell a fight. I'm
Yeah,
not
he
saying
does.
this part. I don't know what this was because this is not his fight. But a lot of fights that he has, people tune in to watch Jake Paul, whether they want to see him lose or whether they want to see him win. You know who that reminds me of? Floyd Mayweather,
Yep.
right there. That reminds me of Floyd Mayweather. The way the whole promotion part of it, that's what it reminds me of. Back when Floyd Mayweather was basically a villain in boxing, people still paid for his fights to watch him either win or watch him lose. Obviously, now a lot of people are cheering for Floyd Mayweather because not many people like the Paul brothers. I'm gonna be honest with you, Nate. Okay, Logan Paul can be a little bit cringy when it comes to like boxing, but like as a person, I really don't have a problem with Logan Paul.
Right, right.
As a person, like I really don't have a problem with Logan Paul. I think he's doing great with his podcast. His YouTube channel. Obviously, he's been doing YouTube for a long time. He had that like little incident in Japan, but he like ended up apologizing for it and becoming a better person because of it. Um, so I really don't have like a problem with Logan Paul. You know what I'm saying? Jake Paul as a person is pretty questionable. However, there are some times where I look at Jake Paul and I see videos of him and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? There's still a little bit of hope for this guy. But then he does stuff like this and then I lose that hope. Look, let me tell you something, okay? A lot of people are saying like, this whole incident, it was fake or it was acting, whatever it might be. Let me tell you something. No, if Floyd Mayweather was acting, he deserves an Oscar because he was really mad.
Yeah, he does, dude. That was intense.
But what doesn't make any sense to me is the fact that flashback to when he was doing the press conferences with Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor literally smacked his head, literally just smacked his head when it was bald, and I think, and rubbed it too. You think that he would have got up and got pissed at Conor too, but the fact that he did it to Jake, I mean, you know what I think it was, Nate? And a lot of people say like, Conor is a respectable fighter, which absolutely he is. There's no question about that. They're saying maybe because Conor's a respectable fighter, Floyd didn't do nothing. Look, I'm not sure. Okay. What I will say is this. All right. Jake Paul reminds me of a swimmer. Okay. He reminds me of that swimmer who just keeps on swimming and swimming in the ocean, right? And he gets deeper and deeper. And he's a good swim and he's a decent swimmer, but he's testing how far he can actually go. And let me tell you something. Jake Paul is near those deep waters. He is near them. Okay. He has called out people like Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor, Daniel Cormier, and recently Kamaru Usman. I'm sorry,
Oh,
but if I'm sorry, but those four
can't call
fighters
up my guy like that.
are badasses, no joke. So like, especially Kamaru, okay? The fact and Jake Paul was training with Jorge Masvidal. So if Kamaru can do that to Jorge, who's mostly a stand-up fighter, you're gonna tell me Kamaru can't do that to Jake? Please. Look, I don't know what's again, I might check out the Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul fight. I might. It's again, I have Floyd Mayweather winning it, but the size does concern me, Nate, considering the fact that Logan Paul is almost 30 pounds heavier than him. It
And he's
does
like,
concern me in a way because I never seen Floyd Mayweather fight someone so as big as Logan Paul and as tall as him. But again, like you say, skill prevails overall. And Floyd Mayweather's definitely got skill. Again, I'm not sure how that skill has been since the last time he stepped into the ring, but again, we will find out June 6th, when they fight in the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. But look, let me tell you something. As far as this event, it was pretty funny. I think my favorite part of this whole thing was when he took his hat and he started running, and Floyd was chasing him, and Floyd caught up to him, and he was like, "Stop, stop!" And he was yelling, "Stop!" because he knew Floyd Mayweather could have like ended up literally giving him some damage.
He was
I
like,
know Jake Paul had a little bit of like had a little bit of like a busted lip and an eye or something like that. He had like a little bit of a black eye. I'm
yeah,
not
someone
sure if that
said he
was from
punched
Floyd
him.
Mayweather or if that was from the security guards. I seen the video and I'm always watching. I just can't tell. It looks
Yeah,
like Floyd threw a punch, but I'm not sure what that black eye came from.
dude
But
really
look, let me tell
goes.
you something.
Dude really goes. Gotcha. Abby, Pete, bro.
It's childish antics. But look, I mean, it surprised me that Floyd was that mad because Connor was almost pulling the same antics and it didn't upset Floyd at all. But look, the press conference though, I thought it was entertaining. I thought Logan and Floyd both did a decent job at trash talking. There was one point where Logan Paul talked about him having grandkids, and Floyd said, "I love my kids, I love my grandkids, but come June 6th, I'm gonna treat you like you are my kid," or something like that. He said something like that. We'll put the press conference down below. Um, so I think they both did a good job with trash talking. But I mean, look, man, at the end of the day, Floyd Mayweather's 50-0. Okay, if he ends up beating Logan Paul, it's not going to be a shock. Okay, if Logan Paul ends up beating Floyd Mayweather, I'm sorry, I'm counting that as an L. Even though it doesn't count as one,
So am
I'm
I.
counting it as an L.
So am
Okay,
I.
no, there's no need for Logan Paul to be beating Floyd Mayweather. I can't see it happening. But again, you know what? Logan Paul's the underdog. He has a positive mentality to being the underdog. I've heard him talk about it. But look, again, at the end of the day, I hope this is a good fight, Nate. I hope that the people who are paying for this fight get their money's worth. Again, I got to give credit to Logan Paul for fighting Floyd Mayweather. I think that takes some guts to step into a ring with Floyd Mayweather,
Right,
despite the
right.
fact that he is like post retirement. He is post retirement. But look, man, I do wish Floyd Mayweather the best of luck. Same thing to Logan Paul. I hope this is going to be a great event. I might check. I think I will check it out. But look, man, as far as Jake Paul, he's testing dangerous waters, and I think it's going to end up getting him hurt. But hey, look, only time will tell. We'll see what happens throughout time, and we'll see what happens during the fight.